as Rajasthan, key states as well as Chhattisgarh, ladies and gentlemen. But Prime Minister Modi leading the blitz, if you will, when it comes to his personal brand, that power play ahead of the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. A mega roadshow of the Prime Minister in his home state of Gujarat. This in Vadodara. Prime Minister Modi has been leading the election blitz in the states of Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh, where he has leveraged the central government's passage of the Women's Reservation Bill through both houses of Parliament. Prime Minister Modi championing the entire Women's Reservation quota when it comes to the election branding. And now Prime Minister there leading a mega roadshow in his home state of Gujarat in Vadodara. Those visuals on your screen, you can see jubilant supporters of Prime Minister Narendra Modi as part of that roadshow in Vadodara, as Prime Minister Modi leads that saffron charge. You know, he is the prime political brand of the BJP, and you can see those visuals on your screen, ladies and gentlemen. Prime Minister Modi, wherever he goes to make the election pitch, to make that political pitch, you have a sea of supporters supporting him, and Prime Minister Modi leading that blitz in his home state of Gujarat in Vadodara. I'm joined by my colleague Payal Mehta on the broadcast. Payal, of course, on brand Prime Minister Modi, especially in his home state, surrounded by a sea of supporters as he leverages his personal political brand at the helm of the BJP.
Ayushman, rightly put forth by you. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Gujarat are synonymous. He's the son of the soil. He's been somebody who's taken the state to great heights and now taking the country to great heights, and every Gujarati has taken pride in this. Vadodara holds a special place in his heart, also given the fact that in 2014, remember, he had contested from two seats. One was Vadodara and the other one was Varanasi, and of course he retained his Varanasi Lok Sabha seat, and from there he's been elected as a Prime Minister as well. Gujarat development is very, very synonymous. It was a very emotional pitch just a short while ago when the Prime Minister was speaking at another gathering. He said that, you know, whatever I've learned, lessons in my life have been learned from Gujarat, and you people are my gurus because I've seen you over the years. I've learned from your experiences. You have sent me to Delhi, and you're satisfied with the fact that I am sitting in Delhi doing taking your issues forward as well. So obviously a very, very emotional pitch, and it's an action-packed 2-day schedule that the Prime Minister really has in his home state Gujarat, and he returns here after a bit with the fact that he's been touring all over the place, and he's obviously has travelled overseas also recently. And the G20 successful completion is also something he brings back, and he has a story to tell as far as Gujarat is concerned. So obviously that's something which is extremely important, extremely close to his heart. He's brought in a lot of Vikas push, he's brought in a lot of development push, he's brought in a lot of projects that he continues to bring to Gujarat. But yes, Gujarat definitely is where he belongs to, and there's no taking away of that.
Right, and Payal, at the same time, even though Prime Minister Modi's, Astha and Vikas are central to his personal political brand, we are seeing this newfound pitch, of course, after the historic passage of the Women's Reservation Bill in both houses of Parliament. Is Prime Minister Modi treating that legislative victory as a trump card for the elections?
Well, absolutely. You know, everywhere that Prime Minister Narendra Modi travels to in Gujarat, he has a story to tell. He probably knows the roads, the lanes, the by-lanes, people over there, and he was just mentioning that a short while ago. And women are extremely, extremely important as a vote bank, not just in Gujarat, but all over the place as well. And what has really transpired over the last few decades, including the fact that the Congress-led UPA tried to bring that bill in 2010, but it was not able to do that. So that's something which the Prime Minister will speak about, that the intent was there, or yahi samay hai, sahi samay has been proved correct. So the Prime Minister says that whatever you have to do it now as well. So even if the bill, and a lot of naysayers think that this bill is not going to see the light of the day for 2039, 2029, all of that. Having said that, but yes, the intent is very, very clear. The intent to empower the women, to empower a woman-led development is something that the Prime Minister has spoken about in the past also, and it's very reflective in his cabinet as well. This was a cabinet in which you had a CCS member for the first time who was a woman. There was a first woman full-time defence minister, Nirmala Sitharaman, was the first full-time finance minister who was a woman, and 9 ministers in the government are women as well. So that's something which he says that he's been advocating. The BJP also has given 33% reservation to women in organisation, but there is a need for a larger push. When you talk about development, when you talk about change, then change has to begin from within. And of course, what is a better way to empower women than to give them the leadership qualities and to allow them to actually be part of the legislation process? So that is where the fortunes of a country really change. So, you know, reservation in politics for women is an extremely forward-looking step, is what people have been saying, and this has been proved. And the Prime Minister will speak about this not just in Gujarat, Ayushman, but in the coming few days he'll be travelling to Madhya Pradesh again, he'll be travelling to Chhattisgarh again. Even then he'll be speaking about the will of his party, the will of his government to bring everybody together to make the moving to the new parliament a historic occasion in itself, because remember he said on multiple times before the bill was brought in that this is a historic occasion, this is Amrit Kal, and this is Amrit Kal to empower every strata of society, especially the women who are considered to be the Adi Abadi.
Absolutely. Prime Minister Modi playing that trump card ahead of those crucial elections. Payal, please stay with us. Let's cut across to those visuals coming in from Vadodara. Right, you can see the pomp and show in Vadodara as Prime Minister Modi leads that roadshow. Payal continues to be with us on the broadcast. Payal, but at the same time, as Prime Minister Modi is leveraging the fact that, his government and his party have been able to clear the Women's Reservation Bill through both houses of Parliament, it is something the opposition could not do, no matter how much the Congress party tries to say that the Women's Reservation Bill has been Sonia Gandhi's brainchild. It is the BJP which has actually sailed that bill through both houses of Parliament.
Yes, numbers do matter, but more than anything, it's the political will that matters. And Sonia Gandhi, when she had given an interview to our channel years ago, had said that it was sad that her own party did not support the bill to be passed by both houses as well. And several opposition parties, including RJD, Samajwadi Party, have had a certain line that they've followed, even though they've been part of UPA. But that's a very, very critical thing to follow out for. That is actually something which Modi has been able to ensure. He's been able to ensure that there is a political will in place. Number crunching has also been in place, given the fact that they have overwhelming majority in the Lok Sabha. Rajya Sabha also they managed to get those numbers in place. And the question that the BJP is now asking of the opposition party, especially putting an attack on the Congress party, saying that Sonia Gandhi was so much in support of the bill, why was she missing when the bill was being passed? Sonia Gandhi was not present in the House when the bill was being passed. Although several opposition MPs, including Kanimuri, Supriya Sule, who have also supported the bill, they were very much present on the floor of the House when the bill was being passed. So who wouldn't want to be a part of such a historic occasion? And some issues have to be beyond politics. That's what the Prime Minister really has said. But yes, of course, the fact remains that they have been able to bring this bill. In the history books, it is going to be recorded that Narendra Modi's government was able to get the Women's Reservation Bill passed in 2023 in the special session of Parliament. That is something which nobody will be able to change, and that's something which the BJP and the government will take a lot of pride in. With the fact that, yes, they brought in that bill. I remember on the 18th of September which was the first ever special session of Parliament, and everybody was left scampering as to what was going to come up in the special session of Parliament. The cabinet special meeting was held. That cabinet approved that bill then, and the next day when we moved from the old building to the new building of Parliament, that was the announcement that the Prime Minister made on the floor of the House, saying that this is a historic occasion, and those words that he really said were "Yahi samay hai, sahi samay hai," and also. Mahila Shashakti in its true respect, and the name of the bill has also been, Mahila Vandan Bill. So that's something also which the government has said that it is very important for the name to register with the people and to make them understand as to why this is extremely significant for the fortunes of the country in the years to come.
Right, and Payal, at the same time, because of the critical state elections where there is a head-to-head fight between the BJP and the Congress, is the BJP banking that something like the Women's Reservation Bill passing through both houses of Parliament, it will help BJP cross the finish line, given the fact that multiple social welfare schemes of the central government are also targeted towards women?
Ayushman, in the world of politics, nobody is a fool to do anything without any purpose as well. So even if the BJP or any other political party says that they are apolitical in nature, the fact of the matter is that everybody is political 24/7. And you have crucial elections in the states lined up, which is Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, and all of these places are where women leadership has been extremely important, especially in a state like Rajasthan, where the BJP had one of the longest serving chief ministers in Vasundhara Raje Scindia. So that's something which they will obviously speak about. They'll talk about. Women vote is very, very critical, especially in the Hindi belt. Because, gone are the days when women would actually vote depending on what the head of the family really told them. Women have a strong mind of their own and they vote according to what their wish really is, and that was very, very reflective in the last assembly elections of Bihar. So actually women rallied behind Prime Minister Narendra Modi and then their ally Nitish Kumar for the women developed schemes, for the fact that there was a Sharab Bandi in place, and for the fact that the Modi government supported them with Anna during the COVID times and did not let them go hungry. So having said that, it's going to be extremely important. What the actual benefit will be, how it will be reached, is something which remains to be seen.